My name is Shawn Sullivan. I am a fisheries biologist. I've had a variety of hats in the DNR. I was an ecologist, a project biologist, a habitat supervisor, and basically what I've been doing for the past 22 years is managing public land for the public, for the people. And the reason, so I'm part of an operations team in Wild Rose, Wisconsin. There are 4 teams like mine statewide, and what we do is primarily work for people that buy trout stamps. Do any guys trout fish? Nice, nice. So thank you for buying trout stamps. A lot of people are unaware that we in the DNR, everything that we do is operated off of stamps. The majority of things that we do, I should say, the vast majority, and trout stamp is our that is our operational capital. We try to get 8 miles of stream work done in the northeast region of Wisconsin annually with our statewide allotment. And what that entails is primarily invasive species removal. And I'm going to show you guys some photos. I'm going to show you guys some photos here when we get going. And I'm just going to walk around. Yeah, so I'm having issues. I actually think it's the projector. I don't know, vibrating. I've had that thing. You know how technology is? I think they update, these things. That thing's 2 years old, so it's probably on Antiques Roadshow at this point. But yeah, we don't, how many of you guys are interested in learning about permaculture today? Yeah, look, a couple. So where that came from was last year, and in fact, get a hold of Noreen afterwards if you guys want to see expanded, presentations like this that cover more technical stuff. I am just, I had quite a few people last year came up to me and were asking about permaculture. And the things that we do, there's in ecological restoration or in working on land, there's trends in it, and it's kind of cool, mostly. And permaculture is being brought up, the term permaculture, and I'm just gonna read some of this stuff, but it's a sustainable design system focused on forming a harmonious, mutually beneficial relationship between people, plants, animals, and soil. Really, the gist of what permaculture is, you guys, is learning what we learn, practicing what we've learned on the land. Farmers, I love talking with farmers. Farmers know their land better than most everybody. And that how they became really good at farming is by paying attention to what their land is telling them. And it's kind of interesting. You can look at a huge farm, you can shrink it down to your little yard. You can do an acre, a 209 by 209, which is 1 acre. Or you can look at it at a 40, 80, 240 increment. It just gets more complex the further out you go. But the cool thing about this is 1 acre parcel. Like take your lawn for example. You guys know some places your grass grows stronger and taller than other areas in your lawn. That is your aspect of sunlight and your drainage and your soil telling you that that's a better place for grass to grow. In the inverse, you'll have an area where it doesn't do that. Permaculture is why I'm excited for it. Is it takes in everything. It takes kind of the earth into perspective. And quite simply, an easy way of doing it is look at the shadows right here on the ground. It's aspect of sun. We don't, and there's some complexity with permaculture. They are offering degrees in permaculture now. It's pretty incredible, but I'm not gonna cover any of the complexity. You guys, again, look up permaculture. You can research it on your phone. There's fantastic resources online to explain permaculture. Some kind of the technical parts of it. But back to your little 1 acre land. If you had a sundial, and I recommend, I'm going to give you guys recommendations, and I recommend you guys put in a sundial on your property. And again, it could be an acre, it could be this huge thing. Put a couple of sundials all over. All it is, or use a tree. You don't have to build one, they're everywhere, they're right here. But what I would tell you is mark the sun. If you guys are working on your garden, doing something, quite simply just have 10 sticks with you and place them every half hour, whatever you want to do. And the reason that is important, you guys, is because it will give you your aspect of sunlight. And that's what you should grow. That's what you should grow. So why this is crazy, you guys, is you can, if you have that, like if you have buckthorn, you can grow grapes and trellis your grapes right up buckthorn. As long as your aspect of sunlight is receiving our spring and summer cone of sunlight. Does this make sense to everybody? It's pretty crazy. On a grander scale, you guys, it is insane, really. It is terrace plowing. Like this whole land around here. Somebody asked me where I was from. I live outside of, between Wild Rose and Wapaka. And actually, one part of my bio, you guys, I've been doing this for 22 years, managing land. But I have also been growing. I'm a maniac grower of all sorts of stuff. Fruit. I have 3 different types of pears, 6 varieties of apples, 4 varieties of grapes. I have a whole pile of stuff. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I don't get bogged down with political crap. I spend my time and my energy outside. I love eating our own food, and I've been growing stuff, been doing that for over 30 years. And I'm a beekeeper. I've been a beekeeper for 8 years now, and I'm into a lot of crazy stuff. Again, one of my favorite quotes, and it might be Yoda, but it is your focus determines your reality. And I love that. I'm a big advocate of attitude is everything, but your focus determines your reality, guys. Again, and we all plant our stuff. We want our stuff to look nice. Some people are confusing permaculture with organic gardening. Organic gardening is part of permaculture. It's another tool in the toolbox of permaculture. Really, what permaculture is trying to do is deal with a system and look at your 1 acre as a system. Obviously it rains on the top of it, where does the rain go? Quite simply, I use olive barrels, and I don't have the visuals to show you. You can buy them for $5 to $10 on Marketplace. They're usually like an ochre color. They have a big lid on the top that you can unscrew. All you got to do is take the plastic insert out and drill 1-inch holes around it, put a piece of screen over it, and then lay it down and screw it back on and cut the screen all the way around it. It's a 55-gallon olive barrel. So if that was another keyword, hopefully you guys take, is look up olive barrels on Marketplace. They are. I've used 10 different types of rain barrels in the past 30 years, and olive barrels are my favorite. So that's a simple thing that you can do too as a homeowner is grab water, grab catchment. Another cool thing too though is to look at your drainage of your land. Everybody has drainage, which is why LIDAR, and I would recommend you guys look at your property with LIDAR. Everybody should look at your land on LIDAR. LIDAR stands for Light Infrared Radiation Array, Random Array. Now, this stuff is crazy, you guys. LIDAR is changing the world. It is literally changing the world. You guys heard that, like, we didn't understand how these huge civilizations in South America were able to, support millions of people. We didn't know. And so it was a huge grand mystery. Well, as soon as we had LIDAR, we could fly over the jungle and map the entire jungle. And take all the trees off of the land, and here it was laid out before us. Miles and miles and miles of settlements and ravines and ditches, and it's incredible, you guys. And so most of Wisconsin has been LIDAR mapped. You can go to your county, you can go on a county website, and you can just go right to your maps and just look for LIDAR. It'll be LIDAR. And then find your house and click in on your house and look at what that looks like. What it's going to do is it's going to take all the trees off of your land and your structures. And it's incredible to look at your land. That is one of the first steps in permaculture, is really, where are you at? So not only am I a biologist, but I'm also a supervisor. I hire annually around 5 students a year to do ecological functions, mostly college students. And yeah, you guys, and grandparents, parents, teach your kids how to use a compass. Teach them how to use a paper map. Teach them where they are in the world. I am seeing kids and that's part of why they feel disconnected. It is part of why they feel disconnected. They feel like they're not connected to anything. And you guys, we are the kings and the queens of the Great Lakes, like literally. And that's one of the maps that I'm going to walk around and show you guys. You guys all understand that underneath our feet right now, all this water goes to Lake Michigan. A lot of people are not aware of that, and that is insane. It is insane, but it's also almost intimidating. We have to be better and protect and manage and take care of where we live because of that. And if you guys don't know, the federal government, and this is nothing political, this is reality. The Great Lakes is 27% of North America's surface water. 27%. And whether or not you're a climate, whether or not you believe in any of the data or any of that, everything's drying up. And what is sitting right in the middle of it? It is us and our Great Lakes. I drove down 22. I always do when I come over here. I love looking at watersheds. And I drove all the way down 22 and hit J, and then went through, I got to do the McCann, the White River, the McCann, all of these streams to get here, which is one of my favorite rides. It adds like 10 minutes, but it's beautiful, you guys. We live in a beautiful place. And part of the reason why we do is because it's the headwaters to Lake Michigan. In fact, I'm gonna run through. Do you guys have any questions? I am gonna give props to where props are due on the term permaculture. The term permaculture was actually from an Australian ecologist, David Holmgren, and an environmental psychology professor, Bill Mollison. They did this in 1978. They coined the term permaculture. And again, I'd recommend you guys look that up on your phones or in your own time. It's pretty fascinating. I'm kind of bouncing all over, so I don't have visuals, but I'm going to go back to the grand scale thing. That is the dream, the idealism behind permaculture is if you would take the rolling hills that we live around here, and if any of you guys are farmers, I know, but you got to start with the idealism. I know you're going to hate this. But it would be terrain, it would be following the slopes, it would be, all of our fields would be plowed in the terrain, on the terrain. They wouldn't be squares, there wouldn't be rectangles, they would be actually, you would terrain. And you know what's crazy, you guys? But that's because they listened to the earth. That's all that they had. They didn't have distractions. How did all these past civilizations pull off feeding all these people and not polluting their water? They used permaculture. They literally, that's how they fed all these people. They captured all the water in different successions of water capture, and they took advantage of each one of them. And they did that by learning about their land, learning where they were at, what worked and what didn't. And they did that over eons. It's kind of incredible, you guys, that we are. Yeah, it's kind of incredible that we are. I don't know. Yeah. We got a lot of stuff to learn and get better at doing, you guys. And that's the excitement of the world. That is the excitement of the world. And that is the excitement for our children. And really, the beautiful thing about permaculture, just like its name says, permanent culture, it's permanent culture. Permanent habitation. That's what we strive for, is resiliency in our land and our water and our systems. That is the dream behind permaculture. And that's a lofty ideal. Again, we always start with the ideal, and then reality, You know, we have boundaries, we have all this stuff, but that's where we're going, you guys. That's where we're going to be. That is where we are going to be. Our kids are going to be designing these systems based on our soil saturation rates, our sunlight, our water. They're going to be doing all of this, again, to protect Lake Michigan and our Great Lakes. It is incredible. Do you guys have any questions as far as anything else as far as permaculture goes? I'm just going to walk this visual around. And so this is organic. This is kind of a lot of curves, a lot of. There's really no straight lines in here. Not too many straight lines in nature, And you don't have to go too. You don't have to go too crazy. You can still make all of this stuff aesthetically pleasing. But literally, guys, maybe you can just stand this around. Yeah, if you drop it.
Yeah.
It's pretty durable.
Question, what does LiDAR actually show?
So LiDAR shows, and they have drones now that do it. It'll shoot thousands of lasers down on the ground that bounce back and come back up and hit it. And you can leave your structures on, mostly for ecological, for like anything that you would want to look at as far as the drainage goes. It will take off all the structures and all the trees, and it will leave you with your terrain.
Well, it's giving you a contour map.
Yeah, but a super detailed contour map, and like so detailed in fact that like the federal government controls some of it. They have some of it down to sub-centimeter accuracy. We do not have that. We have like sub-meter accuracy, but that's what the public gets is sub-meter accuracy, and that will still allow you to be able to tell your drainage system. But you can see where somebody dug a hole in the woods 20 years ago.
So it's surface only, it's not subsurface.
Yep, it's surface only, and they're getting better at doing it with underwater light detection drones. That's how they're mapping the ocean floor. You guys see that shipwreck program where they drain the ocean?
Yeah.
That's exactly how they're getting that is by LiDAR, using LiDAR. It is an incredible tool, you guys, and it is a game-changing tool for us in the field. You can see every footprint of people on the land and what it did. And the reason why they are only giving us sub-meter accuracy is because people would be using this for treasure hunting. You can see every effigy mound. You can see everything you can imagine. You can see it. So it's a little worrisome as far as that goes. Also, people are digging, and people think that and you guys, the reason, just on that visual, something just to point out on that, like again, planting trees in straight lines, and there's nothing wrong with this. And think of all this stuff as a tool in a toolbox of management. If you want to plant trees in a straight line, plant some trees. The best day to plant trees is right now, today. Let's go plant some trees. Plant trees, you guys. But what I would tell you is, again, figure out your growing sunlight, and have fun with this, you guys. Seriously, I hate buckthorn. If you guys look around when you leave this event this afternoon and you're driving away, go slow. Don't be in a hurry on a day like today, man. Go slow. Take Jay. Take these county roads, take some township roads, go slow, look at where you're at, it's beautiful. But just know that every dark green thing that you see underneath these trees is an invasive species. There is nothing dark green right now, and if there is, other than conifers, and if it is, it is not around here. And people don't, and there's a lot of buckthorn around here. It's in my area too. I spend a lot of my time managing buckthorn. I'll tell you guys what, you can take all this buckthorn, rent a chipper, a $30 a day chipper, there's a small chipper, chip your buckthorn. Another tip on buckthorn, they're female trees, shrubs, and males. So, if you guys want to make an instant difference in the world, just killing the female buckthorns, the seed-bearing buckthorn trees, that is a great start. And I chip all of them. Wood chips are wonderful, you guys. They're a wonderful tool for homeowners. I'm on 4 acres, and I have pretty much all of my 4 acres pretty well managed. And again, research wood chips and what that does, though, because you do have to add a nitrogen layer underneath your wood chips, or it will, like a big pile of wood chips will suck nutrients from a tree. It will also kill the mycelium that is growing underneath these trees that goes all the way to its root line. But you guys have fun with your land. Figure out its drainage. Figure out your sunlight, your aspect. If you guys want, bring more soil into an area. I wish I would have did that 20 years ago. I tried building soil. I have chickens. I've got chickens, and I'm always growing soil. I'm a maniac composter. How many of you guys compost stuff? Hey, yeah, compost is gold, and that permaculture too. Again, another tool of permaculture. Composting is wonderful, and it doesn't have to be that complex. You can do it pretty simply. But what I found out, you guys, trying to grow soil where I live in this outwash plain, that was the other reason why it sucks. I'll see if I can dig up the LiDAR of our state. It's pretty cool. But you can see the sand outwash that I live on. I'm like, you guys have topsoil here. I have like literally this much topsoil. That's the other thing too, you guys. Dig into your soil. Have fun with it. And I actually like hand shovels. Take them gloves off. Yeah. Smell your soil. Don't eat it because it's probably something bad, but smell your soil. Take a shovel and dig into your soil. Your soil is living. It is alive. Figure out what your soil is and what it needs. That's a fun game to chase too. Have fun. I guess that's the biggest thing too that I would tell you guys is, have fun, but knowing your soil. So I have this much soil where I'm at, and then I have about this much organic, loamy, sandy soil, and then the rest of it is glacial till. So, how old is my land? You guys, 10,000 years. That's actually 11,800 if you listen to Graham Hancock, if you're a fan of that guy. Let's just call it 10,000 years. That's also the insanity, you guys. 10,000 years. That's how much soil I got in 10,000 years. So you guys know we had a glacier that was 1.5 miles up into the clouds over the top of our land right here in Wisconsin. And it formed our land, it formed our rivers, our drainages. It is why we live in a beautiful state, is because of our glacier. This part down here, the driftless area, down in the Mississippi Valley in the far southwest, there was no glacier here. If we didn't have a glacier, our entire land would look like Southwest, which is cool in its own way. Except for when they get a flood, it goes valley to valley, and it blows everything out. We do not have that here. We have our glacier cut down, and then as it retreated and melted, it left all of this sand, all this glacial erratic, all these field stones that farmers love. It deposited all that crap over our landscape and made this. And it's only 10,000 years old. You guys, that is nothing in the annals of the world, of like America. We are on some of the, like seriously, some of the like most modern land in the America is in Wisconsin. And that's also why we're most susceptible to all these invasives and all these exotic species as opposed to other portions of the state. But really, why our number one problem with them is because of all of our beautiful water. Our rain, our water, our wetlands, all of it is like perfect for infiltration of seeds and growing medium. Buckthorn, honeysuckle, knapweed, knotweed, because we have not much soil over by us. Here you're probably dealing with, any of you guys farm or know how much topsoil, like really good topsoil you have here in Green Lake County? About that much? Like 8-9 inches?
So ours hasn't been farmed for a while, so it's just been left to kind of March to 8-ish.
Yeah.
stuff. And so, yeah, we dug quite deep, and it's a good 8 inches of topsoil and then clay for the
Cool.
rest of the 4 feet.
Yeah. It's interesting, and that's great. Yeah, you guys should do that on your properties because it's really cool. It's really fun to do, and also see what's living in the soil too. If you have kids, like, yeah, you guys, everything in the soil, unless you're spraying your yard and get medieval, and even then, man, you guys sunlight is an oxidizer. Sunlight, you guys know, like the Army Corps of Engineers was removing all the PCBs and all the contaminants in the Fox River, right? Have you guys all heard that before? You guys know what they do to get rid of the chemicals? They literally put it in a field, they line an area with clay, and they put a thin layer down, and the sun totally degrades all of the chemicals if you put them in a thin enough layer. And they just keep doing that. They keep testing it, and when it's gone, they add another layer. And when it's gone, they add another layer. And when it's gone, they add another layer. It's pretty incredible. Our land, I mean, that's why there's been so many generations of people and humans on this planet that have come and gone. Our land is, it's super resilient. It loves to be managed. If you have a tree growing that you don't want in your property, cut the thing down. If you have trees that are blocking your aspect of sunlight and you don't like them, cut them down. If they belong to you, they are yours to do. Your task is to manage your land for resiliency and for your kids or your kids' kids, or if you're in a conservation easement for the health of the land as water flows through it. There's a lot of tangents here, but a lot of this stuff is simple, you guys. Back to growing, me growing. That was a brutal reality to have to deal with, you guys. I would sheet compost like 2.5 feet, which would get down to about right here. You guys know that, and the other. You guys all garden, pretty much.
Yes.
Do any of you guys garden where you don't like no-till gardening, where you don't really break up any of the soil web? You guys into that?
Yeah, I know.
That is you guys. That is fantastic. And that's what I love doing. I compost so much that I compost, and that's what I tell you guys too. Manage for a mess, kind of. Start a pile over here. Who cares? Who cares how it looks? Unless you guys are in a, what are those? I can never. HOA. Yeah. If you guys don't tell them the DNR guy told you anything. You guys have to still follow laws and that, but put compost piles all over the place. Simple ones, just piles of this buckthorn, piles of greens and browns. That's all that you guys need to do. Pile it up. When it's piled up, it's heating up, it's decomping, and that brings insects. That brings life and energy to it, no matter what it is. So I would tell you, pile. I was sheet composting for years, trying to, because I'm literally, I ended up having to learn that my best course of action is to remove all the sand down to that glacial till. And put wood chips in there. You have to be open to learning too. Like if something's not working for you, you need to. That is a huge part of permaculture, is just kind of being observant of what you're growing, caring. And the same thing that we do with our partners and our kids, and do the same thing for something that you are growing. What's wrong? If there's something wrong with it, what is it? So you guys plant fruit trees, shrubs and stuff, so if you follow the standard protocol for a fruit tree, anywhere, UW, anywhere, this is why this is hard to teach and hard to train. And some of you guys are better gardeners than I ever will be. And I would tell you guys that's why you guys need to train people. If you guys follow the standard protocol for a 2-year-old apple tree, and you got it, and it said dig out 1.5 times the width of your pot and, you know, or right to the depth of your pot on your root crawler or your graft. You know, if you did that where I live, and you don't have to worry about that here, but if you do that where I live, you're killing your trees. Like, picture that. When you have this much topsoil, this much sandy soil, the rest of it's like light, like gravel, glacial till down, and then, yeah, it starts out small cobble, and then it gets into potato stones. That's what I have. I have small cobble for about this far, and then it goes down into which is why we get rain events, and that's also, you guys. What happens when you get rain and what I just described? It runs right through our soil, and it goes right into our aquifer. As it's doing that, it is cleaning the water. What is our best water purification system that scientists are still studying, and we still don't fully understand all of it? It is a wetland. It's a wetland, you guys. And we, at the bottoms of every one of our slopes in Wisconsin and the Great Lakes, you will find various pieces and parcels of wetlands. And that's what they are doing. They are cleaning the water as it goes downstream to eventually Lake Michigan. But I had to learn that. I learned that 30 years ago by following the UW protocols for planting fruit trees. I sat here and I killed a bunch of trees in a beautiful row, measured 15 feet from each one of them. You know, it looked beautiful. I used to live in Pickett. So what do you think's going to happen when you just and actually Pickett, we actually had topsoil. And I should have just, you'd be better off taking the whole pot, you guys, and going like this. And setting the pot there, and then putting wood chips around it, or putting 2 bags of topsoil around the pot, and then just starting a compost pile right on top of that fruit tree. So that 5 years from now, that fruit tree will be on a mound of soil. You would be better off doing that than doing what I did back then. You guys like sheet composting? And that's another thing. You want a garden right here? Because the aspect, and we got locusts over here. But figure out your aspect and leave that right there. I don't even use cardboard, paper. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. That requires me to make an extra trip. I just start throwing, I love wood chips. You guys use wood chips. Wood chips are fantastic. I will just throw a pile of wood chips down, or grass clippings. Get a bagger. That's another thing, you guys. Get a bagging lawnmower. That is a simple thing you can do. And if you don't want to treat buckthorn seedlings, once you get a good bagger, and there's a Honda, it's their standard, it's got the 4 blades, like the mulching blades on it, but it's pretty cheap. The thing is a vacuum cleaner. And buy the one with, it's got a plastic deck on it, not a metal. I know people are like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get longevity. It's actually Duralin. It's not plastic, it's super dense plastic. It's called Duralin. I have never broke my deck. I have never had anything stick to my deck. And you can literally let your grass grow big, let your grass go this tall. That's what I'm doing at home. I'm waiting for more leaves to feed my grass. And as soon as I get leaves, then I want 50% leaves, 50% grass. I take my bag mower and I do one swatch. And if you buy a good one, it will literally, it's like operating a vacuum cleaner. Most of these modern mowers, they're super efficient. You can buy one of those on Marketplace. I almost bought a spare because it was only like $150. And that's brutal to me. It is such an important tool for a landowner to be able to do. But I do that all the time. And I would tell you guys to do the same thing. Grass clippings and leaves, you guys can do so much with. But back to my story of growing, trying to grow soil. The brutal part that I had to learn was that I couldn't grow soil fast enough. Like, just period, I couldn't grow soil fast enough, no matter what I did. Where I live, we would get rain, and it would wash like all my nutrients out of essentially my compost. And you guys have to be realistic. If you guys see that, well then what the heck, man? I was stacking stuff here for 5 years. And I went from like this, on average about 1.25 inches. I went from that to about like this, which was better. And the mineral got a little bit deeper underneath it, but still, I don't know, it wasn't that bad. And then the reality is, you guys, and that's also why I would tell you to manage your land. The reality is, if I do nothing, it's gonna go back to that. It's gonna go back to that. Like, always remember that too. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. All of this stuff lives in its time. And if you treat it well and you use it respectfully, which would be, I use buckthorn. Buckthorn, you guys, yeah, it sucks. Like, I could take a blacklight to my hands after doing land management for almost 30 years, and you could see all the spines I've taken from buckthorn in my life of brushing and doing crap. Buckthorn sucks, don't get me wrong. But if you view it as a product, all of a sudden it becomes pretty damn cool. It's one of the few things that is green right now. You can take a weed whipper, and you can grab baby buckthorn. And it's labor intensive. It's a good job for kids. You can have kids pull over little buckthorn whips, wear a pair of gloves, and they can just pull all of the green right off, and it makes a perfect handful of leaves. You can just throw them in a bucket, and that's more green crap for your browns. Typically, it's hard to get browns. When you compost like a maniac, you start running out of browns, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm always looking for greens, and yeah, I'll let my baby buckthorn. I treat my lawn like that too. It's like we have an area that we keep pretty, that looks all nice and aesthetic, and my wife's running around here somewhere. My wife is the master gardener for around the house, and I'm everything outside of the house. So I help her make her beds and all of her stuff look nice. But outside of that, you get away from that zone, it's getting wild. I'm capturing water. I'm doing all sorts of stuff, bringing soil in. You know what I know now? I would have actually brought clay in. I probably would have brought a little bit of clay in. We have some by us naturally, and I would have put that down in a trench. I would have laid that over that glacial till just to give me a little bit. And I've heard that people do it. I don't want to block up the drainage. People have used bentonite, like you can get powdered bentonite, and you can I don't know if any guys have ever done that, but you can lay that down. It's a natural product. But I'd have to dig a trench down like that. That's way too much work, you guys. And again, I would tell you that too. I don't work on my garden much. I don't. Again, a bagger is a valuable tool. Grass clippings, I smother stuff all the time. I'm always smothering stuff with a handful of grass clippings, wood chips, and leaves. Brown leaves are a really good weed suppressant. And again, if you have a mulching blade, and I do that too. I've got piles of rotting leaves that are pure rotting leaves because I want the acidity of the rotted leaves. I want them to suppress weeds. So, is this stuff too slick hipster for you guys? Like, it's making sense?
No, it's good.
What time is it? Is it 3 o'clock now?
You're at 39 minutes.
39. Do you guys have any questions for me? Otherwise, I'll see what else you got. Yeah, I would have. I've already covered a lot of I had 8 tips for starting for a permaculture garden, and I've already followed a lot of them, which is also natives. Most everybody, natives are really, popular, and they're really catching on with a lot of people. And they've been living here for 10,000 years. So, yeah, everything else has worked with them in harmony for 10,000 years. So that they'll grow well around here. So always try to favor natives. The other fun thing, though, you guys, is integrating permaculture into all this stuff. Is You guys know that Green Lake here has ornamental bittersweet? You guys know that? You guys have some on your property if you guys live around here? And it was brought in by one person on the north shore of Green Lake on Big Green back in the 1870s. It was fairly common for people to collect plants and pull seeds from all over the place. I have a quince on my property that I transplanted from a cutting from 1870 that a German, a relative of ours, came here and brought quince seeds with them. That was life back then, seeds and growing stuff for our immigrants that were here, and I find that fascinating too. Shoot, where is I going with this? Dang it. I forgot where I was going with that. But the fun thing, that's what I was going to tell you, the ornamental bittersweet. So it started on around here, it started on the north shore of Green Lake, and it just spread out, you guys. And it spread, birds spread it. It spread out all over the place, and what it does is it overstories, it gets into buckthorn, and it overstories our buckthorn. And it actually kind of looks pretty cool when you look at it. And that's the other thing too, you guys, look at stuff, just look at stuff. Look at it and be like, how does it look? Does it look healthy? Does it look happy? Is its form looking good? Are all of the branches, all the leaves, is everything, just look at it generally if it's healthy. And you'll get good at being able to diagnose things like that. But when you look at the buckthorn and the ornamental bittersweet on the top of it on the overstory, it looks really well. It looks like it's functioning well together, and there's nothing else growing underneath it. It is kind of scary how well it all blends together. And those are two super bad invasives that we have to deal with on our land. But what you can do with looking at that is be like, okay, well, that's how wild grapes grow. And that's the number one way that cultivar grapes grow. You actually don't want cultivar grapes growing, you don't want them that's what wild grapes do, you guys. Wild grapes will grow right up to the top of these trees, and again, based on your sunlight and your aspect, they will turn around the tree until they get to your cone of sunshine. It's pretty incredible. All things do it. All living things actually are pretty dang smart. And that's what I would tell you guys. If you guys pick out the female buckthorns on your property, because it's hard work and it takes years and years of working on your land to kind of sometimes see improvements.
How do you tell the female from the male?
The berries.
Oh, the females are the only ones that have berries?
Yeah. It's pretty incredible, you guys, and that is a game changer for landowners. And I would tell you that is probably one of the biggest tips that I would tell you is that they are dioecious, or they're non-dioecious, which means that there's male and female plants. But yeah, you can take out the females, and then just use the buckthorn, prune the buckthorn as a scaffolding to grow your grapes on. Like literally, and it works really well. What's it?
The buckthorn, the berries are red, right? Little red.
Yeah, so glossy buckthorn will